today. We come to the end of Ramadan, and we are now, many people are actually celebrating the festival of Eid. I know because festivities go on for a long time. In the Muslim countries, it is tradition to carry on the festivities for 2 or 3 days. In the UK, that's no exception. People celebrated Eid on Thursday, on Friday, and some people would be celebrating today as well. Well, it's all good fun, isn't it? And you're enjoying yourselves when you do that. Our last year was a really special event because it was the 10th anniversary of celebrating Adam Day. The concept of Adam is really going back to our roots of the single human being, recognized by most of the people as Adam. When Adam was created, I think people will believe that humankind actually started. Human beings came into being. And that's actually developed over a period of time. So we are really going beyond the concept of religion. We are going beyond the concept of nationalities, of identities. We're really going back to common humanity. This is what brings us here together. And if you look at all the universe which has been created for mankind, as most of the faiths will tell us, if that is the case, then really we as human beings are very fortunate that we have got access to the whole universe, which is expanding all the time. And we can actually travel through the universe over a period of time. Up till now, man has only gone to the moon, our nearest heavenly body. But I'm sure you will know that as science progresses, as knowledge increases, we'll be able to travel all over the place. How exciting that would be. And knowledge is very, very important, so we need to go on that basis. I really am very, very humbled to see so many people here today, especially our guests, VIP guests. And we have the Deputy Lieutenant, Mrs. Homi Burton, representing the Lord Lieutenant, who then represents the Queen. And I think we're really honored for you to be here today with us. We have our Lord Mayor of Manchester. We have the mayors of Rochdale, Stockport, and Wigan. So 3. I have to tell you that all the other mayors from the Greater Manchester, we have received apologies from them because either they're engaged in their own activities in their own boroughs, or in one local authority's case, I won't mention which, they can't afford to send a lord, they can't afford to send a mayor to this event. They're cutting down their expenses. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. I will not name names. I'll keep confidences. But of course, greatly, we are very honored that we have a large contingent from the Somali Shebel community here. And they're led by Mr. Yassin, who's the president of Shebel State, Shebel Juba State, and he lives in Manchester. So really, we are very, very honored for that. Also, we have got a large contingent from Turkey, our Turkish friends. I think last year we only had about 5 or 6 of them. The ambassador, the Consul General of Iraq in Manchester. And I will be asking him, I've not had time to actually chat to him in detail, but I will be asking him to say a few words when the civic leaders have actually given their messages. So, sir, your name is on the program. We have a tradition of actually people calling people at odd times. So I think it's, our first artist was supposed to be a rap artist, Brother D. Now, I can't see Brother D here. I don't think he's arrived. He's probably celebrating Eid today somewhere. So we will not actually have and nasheed from him. We have got other artists actually along the way. So we'll
Thank you very much, Mr. Mughal. Where are you now? It's been a very, very good evening, and the weather has been very kind to us. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I come here to represent Her Majesty, the Lord Lieutenant, Mr. Warren Smith, who is unable to come today because he is on holiday, but he sends his apology for absence and also his warm greetings. Personally, may I say how delighted I am here to be with you on this night of celebration as we come together with a common heritage and a common purpose as we hope for peace among all faiths, amongst different cultures and background in the firm desire for harmony and the unity of all people. Adam Day is special to everyone, and may I congratulate the Sufi community on this wonderful occasion, and I agree with the founder's sentiment who said, diversity does not imply division. For a peaceful coexistence, you must strive for unity in diversity. Thank you very much for inviting me.
I think I'm just seeing, because we were expecting Tony Lloyd. I know he's got a busy schedule today, and he said he wanted to leave a bit early, and that is why we actually started in that sense. But he's not here, and so we'll move on. Actually, you know what this means? This means is we've got a bit more time. I know some of the speakers, some of the politicians are thinking they'll have more time to say, but I will be very strict with them. To actually give us some background to the theme of the 11th anniversary, I will invite our Dr. Shazia Ali to give her thoughts on this. So Shazia Ali.
Good evening, namaste, shalom, assalamu alaikum. The theme of this year's Adam Day celebration is about the mission of the prophets and the Sufis. Mr. Khaja Shamsuddin Azimi, the patron-in-chief of the Azimia Foundation, is the architect behind the Adam Day concept. The aim of Adam Day is to encourage unity amongst the major religions, and where better to start than with the shared belief that mankind originated from the creation of one man, Adam. This makes mankind one family. This is the message that the Azimia Foundation has been promoting for the past 11 years by organizing Adam Day. Adam was created to recognize and to worship his Lord. All Abrahamic religions agree that the relationship between God and Adam was forever changed after Adam deflected from obeying his Lord's command in the Garden of Paradise. Adam became spiritually distanced, spiritually separated from God. He lost the state of bliss and peace that he enjoyed in the Garden of Paradise. Earth was now to be his abode and provide him with a livelihood for an appointed time. Adam repented for his forgetfulness, and God, being the most compassionate, the most forgiving, gave Adam and his progeny a way to redeem themselves. Verse 38 of chapter 2, Al-Baqarah of the Quran, describes what God said to Adam. "Get ye down from here, all of you. Guidance shall come from me. Whosoever will follow this guidance will be of the successful." What is this guidance that God promised to Adam? What is this guidance that will lead Adam and his progeny to success both here and in the hereafter? All the religions of the world agree that this guidance came in the form of the prophets. Prophets are acknowledged by all religions to be a form of divine guidance. Man's advent to earth and the ensuing increase in the world's population resulted in the development of problems. Anxiety and restlessness due to the weakening of man's faith replaced peace. As God promised, he sent prophets to guide man and to lead them to salvation. The prophets' work was twofold: to receive God's message and to deliver God's message faithfully to the people. The prophets were not given any room to use their own individuality to express the truths that were revealed to them. They were messengers who conveyed the truth. The prophets were chosen individuals sent to humanity through the ages and to different locations throughout the world to communicate God's message. Some prophets revealed God's word through his holy books. Now, if we look carefully at the scriptures of the great world religions, we will find that there are spiritual truths. Truths such as honesty, respect for one another, respect for others' property, love for all, and that these truths can be found in all the religions. All Abrahamic religions have laws that are the same in terms of their core fundamental principles. In a sense, these religions are one in that they are inspired by one God, whether you choose to call him Elohim, God, or Allah. In chapter 42, verse 13 of the Quran, Allah says to Prophet Muhammad, "The same religion has been established on you, Muhammad, as we enjoined on Noah, and which we sent by inspiration to thee, and that which we enjoined on Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, namely, that you should remain steadfast in religion and make no divisions therein." If the religion given to each of the prophets is the same, then why are there differences between the teachings of the prophets of God? For example, Prophet Moses taught an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, whereas Prophet Jesus taught us to turn the other cheek. This can be explained. We all know that every age, every generation has its own problems, social, economic. The remedy that the world needs today for its current problems is completely different to the remedy required for its afflictions, say over 400 years ago. Prophet Moses taught an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth because the laws revealed to Moses were revealed for a people who were displaced and wandering in a harsh environment. Prophet Jesus preached turning the other cheek because he came at a later age and a more settled time. It is as though humanity has been going to school. In a class, a teacher only teaches the children of that age group what they are capable of understanding. Similarly, the prophets of God emphasized those things necessary for that time and that age. The message they gave was dependent on the readiness of the people of that age, and not on the level of the prophet's knowledge or understanding. The prophets proved to be one of God's most effective means for reaching mankind. The mission of the prophets of God was one and the same. The thrust of the prophets' campaign was directed to putting mankind onto the right path, the path that leads them to God. All humans have intelligence, but it is sometimes hard for intellect alone to understand the full message of the prophetic inspiration. Intellect is the consciousness reflected in the knowledge of the attributes of God. The gift of wisdom gives vision to the real nature of things. For example, I see you as a body, but a CT scan not only sees you as a body, but a body containing bones and organs. Humanity has always striven for knowledge. Mostly we strive for worldly knowledge, but there are people gifted with wisdom that are seeking higher truths in religion. They strive to seek the knowledge that lies hidden in the divine books and in the teachings of the messengers of God. They are known by different names: Sufis, Sadhaks, saints, according to the religion that they follow. I'll refer to them all as Sufis. There have been Sufis in all periods of human history. They have lived in different parts of the world and have been followers of different faiths. A true Sufi has no preference or prejudice regarding the prophets of God. They look on all the true prophets as messengers of divine wisdom. Sufis delve into the essence of the teachings of the prophets. They understand the true spirit of religion as preached and as practiced by the prophets. They have understood God's directive in religion, and they live their earthly lives in accordance to it. When a person reaches this stage of spirituality, even though they are living in this world, they are not of the world. They have freed themselves from earthly bondages and have moved from the world of creation into the world of the Creator, where race, colour and creed hold no meaning to them. All of creation is a manifestation of God's nature. To summarize, God sent his light in the form of the prophets to earth. Prophets were men chosen by God to deliver his message to humanity. Sufis can never be prophets, but the light of the teachings of the prophets runs through them. They not only enlighten themselves, but others as well. Mr. Haja Shamsuddini is one such person. This is why the Azimia Foundation celebrates Adam Day, to remind us that we all belong to one family, the family of Adam, the family of mankind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shazi Ali. Can I ask colleagues to actually please take their seats, because I've seen a lot of people moving around and actually greeting each other. Can I actually ask you to do that either later on, or if you really want to do that, then you can go behind those curtains, because really it is a disturbance on the speakers when people actually, there's a lot of movement in the audience. Thank you so much for that. Now that we got our Tony Lloyd, Police Commissioner, I'm all you've been stopping crime level in the city. Can you please, I'd like to invite you to come up and say a few words. Tony.
Good evening, everybody. It's actually a great pleasure, even if a little late, to be with you here tonight. I very much appreciate and value this day of the year, because I think it is always important to remind ourselves as not what separates us as human beings, but what brings us together. And this is always the very strong message that we hear on this one day of the year. There are people in this room from many, many different backgrounds, many different lands around this globe of ours, as well, of course, here from our city of Manchester. We've got people who represent many different communities. We've got many of the Lord Mayors and the Mayors of our local boroughs with us tonight. So representing communities with extraordinary diversity, not just ethnic diversity, cultural diversity, but diversity in almost every kind. And that's right and proper in this country of ours, in this city of ours, that we both celebrate diversity and we respect that diversity with tolerance. And this is, I think, the very strong message that Adam Day has been established, put forward over all those years, that most of which I'm happy enough to have been able to attend here. I know that the commitment of the organisers is to send that message out into our communities. It's the commitment I think every one of us who's here tonight shares, otherwise I know you wouldn't be here. But it is something, actually, in a world at the moment when we see the divisions around the world, divisions that tear apart a country like Syria at the moment, when refugees are in flight from often people within their own villages, their own towns, when people are turned against each other and made from friends into enemies. When in a world where I saw many years ago, actually in Bosnia, and that's an elderly group of people, two couples and one widow who'd been lifelong friends. And the funny things about those three couples in Bosnia is that one was from a Serb background, one was from a Croat background, and one was from a Bosniak background, and they'd grown up in the same town in a time of peace when they celebrated life together and forged that very strong friendship. And they said to me that the shame for them was seeing that tolerance that they'd known in their youth had been shattered where people like themselves who had learned to be friends instead were taught to be enemies. And that is something that we should challenge in every circumstance. We challenge it here in our own country. We've got a political organisation, the EDL, which campaigns to bring division between us, and that's something that we must in turn campaign against. Actually, let's not hate those who do it, but let's hate their hatred, and let's be determined to drive against the politics that would put hatred into our society, because that actually, in the end, is the message that we're here to celebrate. It's the message that says we do whatever our own religious underpinnings, our own religious origins, we share that common faith, that common values in the basic decency of each one of us as a member of this human race of ours. So on this Adam Day, if I can say thank you to the organisers, to pledge my own hope, consistent determination that those values that say we embrace each other because we are one and the same. It's something that is of enormous importance in our communities. And I thank you for bringing us together on this message every year. Thank you.
We will now see a DVD, a recorded message from Khwaja Shamsuddin Azimi. He'll talk about Adam Day, what's the concept behind Adam Day, and how it came about. So I'm just getting my colleague to start off.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। मेरे दोस्तों, भाइयों, बहनों और बुजुर्गों, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। खालिक व मालिक अल्लाह है, उसी ने ज़मीनें। मेरे दोस्तों, भाइयों, बहनों और बुजुर्गों, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। इस्लाम में सलाम करने का दस्तूर है और हमारे पैगंबर हज़रत मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने पूरे मुसलमानों को हुक्म दिया है कि जब तुम आपस में मिलो या कोई भी तुमसे मिले तो तुम सलाम में पहल करो। सलाम का मतलब है कि अल्लाह ताला तुम्हें सलामती के साथ महफूज रखे और अल्लाह ताला तुम्हारा हामी और मददगार हो। ये सलाम इस्लाम का एक ऐसा तरीक़ा है कि जिस तरीक़े से हर आदमी दूसरे आदमी को दुआ देता है और दूसरा आदमी भी वालेकुम अस्सलाम कहकर उसकी दुआ का जवाब देता है। जिस तरह इस्लाम एक मज़हब है, इसी तरह हज़रत मूसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने जो दीन अता किया वो भी एक मज़हब है। हज़रत ईसा अलैहिस्सलाम ने जिस तरह अपनी उम्मत को तालीमात दी वो भी एक मज़हब है। इस्लाम का मतलब यह है ऐसा मज़हब या ऐसा तरीक़ाकार या इस तरह ज़िंदगी